Trainer Bob Pattinson and kennel hand Andy Tyson both have a love for football and West Ham in particular, but both have also definitely got the Greyhound bug.
And a friend of mine had a real good dog, he had a lorry as well, a real good Greyhound. Luckily, I always remember it, Luckily was called, a real nice dog. And I started going with him to the tracks, open race dog he was, in a lot of races. And of course, then I thought, have a go at myself, so I bought one myself. Not a very good one, funny enough. I bought it. It's one of these dogs that trialled lovely, fast trialled. When you got in a race, not very good. So it does your turn really, because if you get a real good dog, and you get another one after, they don't come up to it. But if you start off low key and down the grades, you know what I'm saying, it can only get better, can't it? So anyway, we had this dog. With Peter Payne, he was good trainer. Peter Payne, good friend of mine. I used to have my lorry, and then in the end, we had this bit of ground we got where we are now. And Maureen didn't want to go to work. No, didn't want packed up work, didn't work. So Peter Payne said, "Well, have a couple of our resters." So we had a few resters down there as well. And then in the end, we had a mate of ours, Glenn Roder, footballer. He had a dog with Peter Payne. We had his dog down here resting.
And this was Glenn Roder.
Glenn Roder. So then he said, like, you know, why don't you do a bit, if we have a couple of dogs with you. And I said, well, I ain't got time, I've got my lorry. So anyway, so in the end we did. He had a couple of dogs, Pond Spitfire and Pond Typhoon we had, which he got off Harry Williams, because when he played for Newcastle, he got to know Harry Williams up in Durham. So we had this Pond Typhoon and Pond Spitfire, and we had them. Anyway, in the end we had Pond Spitfire. We had a few litters out of her, and out of every litter she had, she threw open races. So we always had a couple of open races to take out. So I was out and about with a few open races, which was good.
So Andy, how did you become involved in greyhound racing as a football man?
Yeah, well, what it was coaching. Funnily enough, doing some football coaching with one of our sort of longest serving owners, his son, when I was at Leyton Orient, and through coaching him, we spoke about going to Walthamstow and things like that, the dogs, and he said, well, my dad's got dogs. And he said, well, if you want to come round and give me a sort of a coaching session in my back garden, like, you can come and see him, because he brings all of his retired dogs home. And I said, well, you know, so we got a football pitch, and he said, yeah, I've got a football pitch. So I come round and gave him a coaching session, see all of his retired dogs, and through that it sort of escalated into being invited to racing. And Bob at the time and Paul owned Conqueror and Slug City, two fantastic dogs for the kennel, and got to know Bob through that. Invited up here to walk in the dogs on a Sunday, which for me never ever sort of done before. So that was a nice experience, and then really it sort of come on from there. I think I went to the track with Bob one Thursday, I think, and he had a 3-dog trial, and he sort of said that, you know, if you had a licence with me, you could have given me a hand. So I said, well, get us a licence, and I just worked it out. It's 10 years I've been licensed with Bob now, and it's gone very quick.
Your profession was, you just mentioned, driving a lorry.
Lorry driver, yeah, that's what I was, yeah.
So greyhound racing has always been a hobby?
Well, it has. I mean, the thing is really, I mean, greyhound, I picked up loads of stuff off Peter Payne, you know, so I was with him all the time. But in general, keep your dogs fit, well fed and happy, they normally run for you. You know, I don't think greyhound training is, well, it is, you know, it is an art, but I mean, that's the main thing. There's
a couple of people who've been a big help to you. First of all, your wife Maureen was very much on board with it all, wasn't she?
Well, she has to do it, because when I had my lorry, she used to do it during the daytime. Feed them, let them out, and that. But when I come home from work, I used to sort of go out and gallop them then. But no, she looked after them all day long, so without Maureen, I would never be able to do it, like, you know, so she was the mainstay when I had my lorry until I packed up.
And in more recent years, you got to know Andy Tyson. How did that all come about?
Andy Tyson, yeah, well, Andy Tyson's a bit of a nuisance really, but no, he's not. He's a good lad. He turned up with one of our other owners, Paul Buckley, who has the race stock dogs. He was a football coach for his young lads. And of course he turned up one day, take the dogs out for a walk, and he started coming to Romford with us, and then he started getting involved as well, and then he turned out a good lad, big help. Loves walking the dogs, he does. Parading them, he loves parading them. So that's how we got Andy with us. Yeah, he's a good lad.
It's like a drug, you know. You'd be away on holiday and you're still checking the results when you're in a nightclub and things like that, and making sure the dog's all right. There's not a day go by when you don't check the results and, you know, see what we've got running at Central Park and things like that. And it's nice to as well be part of a small kennel. The attention the dogs get and to be involved with that is, I think, for me, such a positive. You know that the welfare of the dogs is paramount here, and I'm just, you know, pleased to be a part of it.
What's the best dog you've trained?
Best dog we trained, you've got to say, Slug City, maybe. Slug City. Conqueror just got second in the Pall Mall. Carry 1 Pall Mall. Yeah, so I suppose. Oh, and years ago when we first started, we had a couple of Glen Roders dogs. We trained, what was his name? Hollywood Buster, Hollywood Jazz. Won plenty of open races for us, at Romford and Walthamstow and places like that, Reading. But I suppose the main one would be touch and go between Slug City and Pass to Go. And he's been a blinding dog for us.
You've also ended up with a retired one in your house, which wasn't the plan, but Holly's managed to get into your house.
We house trained him from one of our owners for him to take home, but she stayed here and he never took her home, so she stayed here. We've always had one indoors anyway. Normally we have 2. Just we'll have the other dog in with us when we pass to go. He'll be in there soon.
Is it a life you've enjoyed in Greyhound racing?
It's been blinding. I mean, sometimes it's a bit of a tie really, but if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't be doing it. So it's good. It's good.
What would be your ambitions in Greyhound racing in terms of, you know, would it be as an owner to win a competition or to be more hands-on with the dogs here?
Yeah, I think, you know, to obviously own a Greyhound, to get into a Category 1 final, to, you know, get Bob Pattinson on the map a little bit more is, you know, probably key, because they do a lot of the work here. They do all the work here, and I just turn up really for the racing side of things. So they definitely, you know, are going to get a little bit more recognition for what they do. But obviously, as an owner, to be able to own a Greyhound which could get into a Category 1 final is something which, you know, you obviously dream of. Obviously, the Derby's the main one, but any sort of Category 1 competition for me would be fantastic. But then also to be more sort of hands-on, if you like, in the kennels, but work takes priority over that. But, you know, as much as I possibly can do to help out Bob and Pattinson, you know, I will do, and you know, it's hopefully it can continue as long as Bob and Pattinson continue racing.